Hello, I am back and I hope you enjoyed our first video in this free mini e-course, which is all about the 7 ways for you to improve the quality of your eggs. In yesterday's video, we discussed protein, we discussed your fertility plate and what needs to be on it. We discussed the importance of eating your breakfast, of eating protein upon waking. You have your PDF. I really hope you have downloaded it and printed it out and you are using it and you are taking notes in it, because it is going to be so incredibly useful for you to get the most out of this free mini e-course. Again, I have helped thousands of women all over the world. I got pregnant naturally in my 40s. I know what works. I wrote this baby, this best-selling book that reaches thousands and thousands and thousands of women. I think we have reached upwards of almost 30,000 women at this point since this book came out 5 years ago. That's incredible. Hallelujah to that, huh? Thousands and thousands of women, and this protocol works for them and it can work for you. Again, this is 7 ways to improve the quality of your eggs. My ideal for you is that you're taking each of these 7 ways. So way number 1 was making sure you eat enough protein, upwards of 80 grams a day. I want you to do that every single day. So each of these 7 ways ideally is going to be incorporated into your everyday routine. And then over the course of 100 days, you are going to see better quality eggs. You are going to see more balanced progesterone, more balanced estrogen. You're going to see better AMH. You're going to see better FSH. Yes, you are. You're going to see improved vitamin D. You're going to see healthier hormones and a more vital you. Your fertility is an extension of your health. They are not separate. And as I said in the last video, your food is your primary medicine. You cannot out-supplement a crappy diet. You cannot out-meditate a crappy diet. You can't out-sleep a crappy diet. You gotta do it all. And I am here to help you. And I don't want to overwhelm you, because I know I got a lot of information and this is how I live my life and have been for a long time. So it's easy for me. And I understand it might not be easy for you. So if you notice too in these videos, I'm not going to talk about what you need to remove. I'm talking about what you need to do. And you'll see as you just follow my rules of what to do, it will be easy to eliminate the processed foods that don't serve you or your fertility. And before we get into today's conversation, which is about fat and vegetables, the other 2 imperative fertility enhancing nutrients, the other 2 nutrients that are absolutely crucial to better quality eggs. So we have protein, we have fat, and we have veggies. I want to just read to you a little bit from this book, from Yes, You Can Get Pregnant. I'm going to go right to my chapter on food, okay? And I encourage you to get a copy of this. I encourage you to read through what I talk about in all the chapters. Chapter 5, Eating for Optimal Nutrition and Egg Quality. Okay, so I cover in here what I call the 6 big no's, things you are not to be eating for your fertility. I'm going to let you read through that. And then I cover the 3 big yeses. Yes to animal protein, yes to fat, and yes to fruits and vegetables. Again, like I said in the last video, fruits and veggies are your key to antioxidants. Antioxidants are your key to better quality cells in your body. Better quality cells in your body equal better quality eggs. It's as simple as that. Your eggs may decline, meaning the reserve may diminish with age. But that does not mean the quality has to. You could have a high FSH, you could have a low AMH. It does not mean the egg quality has to be poor. There is no science whatsoever that equates diminished ovarian reserve to poor egg quality. Again, I will say that. There is no science whatsoever that equates diminished egg reserve to poor egg quality. We're not worried about quantity here, we're worried about quality. Good quality eggs make good quality babies, and good quality babies make the world a better place, and that's what I'm here to help you do. So, let's talk about some fats today. So I covered protein yesterday. Again, if you want more information, check out the book. We talked about eggs. We talked about meat. We're going to talk about something else in another video about an imperative supplement that is actually food that you need to be eating for your fertility. So that's in an upcoming video. We talked about chicken. We talked about bone broth. Hands down, my favorite fertility enhancing, egg quality improving substance is bone broth. It has protein, it has fat, it has essential amino acids that are critical to your vitality and your fertility. A cup of bone broth a day will make your fertility, what's the word I want to say? Will improve your fertility, will make your fertility better, will make getting pregnant easier. 1 cup of bone broth a day. You deserve it, you can do it. If you want recipes for bone broth, I have it in this book, okay? I also just Google me, and on YouTube, I have videos on there too for you. So we talked about fish, really important. And then now we're gonna talk about fat. Yes, fat. Everybody seems afraid of fat, but let me tell you something. If you're not eating enough fat, your eggs, the quality of your eggs are crap, absolute crap. Because the outer shell of the egg that you make, that you're about to ovulate, that will then hopefully get fertilized by a sperm and then, implant into your uterine lining and become a child, the outer shell of that egg is called a phospholipid bilayer. What that means in layman's terms is fat. The outer shell of that egg is fat. And if you don't have enough fat in your diet, if you don't have enough fat on your body, the outer shell of your egg is hard, impenetrable, and poor quality. The hard outer shell of the egg makes the egg poor quality. So what do you need to do to improve the quality of your eggs? You need to eat fat. Not all fat is created equal. You need to eat good quality, saturated fat. I know everybody's afraid of fat for 2 reasons. You don't want to gain weight and cholesterol. I have a lot of information out there. Just, again, Google Aimee Raupp and cholesterol, and you can read some blogs on what it is, what the truth is behind cholesterol and fat. I talk about it in the book as well. But basically, eating good quality fats is not going to harm your cholesterol. You only absorb, your cholesterol is only impacted by about 20% of your dietary fat intake. What will happen though if you don't eat enough fat is all of your female hormones, your estrogen, your progesterone, your FSH, your luteinizing hormone, even your testosterone, all of these hormones will be out of whack. You need healthy fats to make healthy cholesterol. You need cholesterol as a precursor to your hormones. When there's not enough fat or not enough cholesterol in your body, guess what? Poor quality eggs. So you need to eat good quality fats. So what do I mean by good quality fats? Okay, let's look at the fertility plate again. Avocado is on this plate right here. Since our last video, I added a sweet potato for the healthy carbs. So that's another healthy carb option, by the way, which we're gonna get to when we talk about veggies. Plantain chips are one of my favorite healthy carb options, but sweet potatoes loaded with a healthy fat like ghee. This is what I have on my sweet potato right now. Like ghee, or in this jar is coconut oil. Coconut oil is an incredible healthy fat for your fertility. So I want you to think about, with every meal, you need 1 to 2 teaspoons of a healthy fat. Throughout your day, you need about 2 to 4 tablespoons of a healthy fat. This is a tablespoon. You can cook with it. You can make a dressing with it. You can eat it in the form of avocado. Eggs. So what's great about animal protein is you don't just get protein, but you get fat as well. So eggs, your salmon, your fish, your other fishes, your meats, your bone broth, amazing sources of fat. Okay, so upwards of, call it 2 to 4 tablespoons of fat a day, and at least 1 serving of fat per meal. So on this plate, I have about half of an avocado. If you wanted to just eat a whole avocado a day, that would get you to your fat, parameters that you want to hit. Or you'd have half of a sweet potato a day that covers your carbs, plus you put a teaspoon of ghee or coconut oil on there, or a good grass-fed butter if you don't have a dairy issue. And guess what? You're getting your healthy fat in there. Okay, so fat is imperative to fertility. Like I was saying in the last video, I make sure my morning, if I have coffee or tea, or even, you know, my hot water with lemon type of thing, I always add my collagen peptides. That's 9 grams of protein. If I'm having coffee or tea, I also add my coconut milk. I use the light one because the full fat one has a lot of fat. And that gives me per half a cup, or 1/3 of a cup, sorry, 5 grams. So I probably get like 2.5 grams of fat right here. And then I cook my veggies. So that's the other thing. We're gonna get into the veggies next, but I cook my veggies in fat. A really important takeaway for you, not just to eat the fat, but that your vegetables should be cooked, and they should be cooked in a fat. Not just steamed. If you steam them, then put some olive oil over them after they're cooked, or avocado oil. Nuts, seeds, nut butters are all also good sources of fat. Again, as I talked about in the last video, some people, especially with autoimmune conditions, don't do super well with nuts. So there's other options for you. Again, avocado, olive oil, coconut oil, ghee, grass-fed butter, coconut milk, coconut yogurt, amazing sources of good quality fat that you need to optimize and improve your fertility and your egg quality. So, way number 1, protein. Way number 2, fat. Now, way number 3 is vegetables and a little bit of fruit. So I'll talk about fruit first because, you know, what I talk about in the book is, where's my fruit? I talk about it somewhere. Okay, so this is what I want. Fruits are a great source of vitamins, mineral, fibers, antioxidants. However, they are typically high in sugar. And any food with a high sugar content, even if it's natural, needs to be eaten in moderation. Eating too much sugar can cause insulin resistance and be hormonally disruptive. I want you to mainly indulge in fruits with the lowest amount of sugar, and then once in a while have some really sweet fruit. So 6 to 8 servings per week of a low sugared fruit like melons, berries, grapefruit, avocado. Yes, avocado is a fruit. So you can add in the avocado, you're gonna get your fruit and your fat. Is that freaking amazing? 2 to 4 servings a week of the moderate to high sugared fruits like apples, pears, plums, peaches, citrus, banana, mango, pineapple, figs. Okay, so on the fertility plate, I have some raspberries. I also have in my refrigerator some strawberries. Both are incredible antioxidant powerhouses, and I eat them regularly because, man, they're so tasty. They're so good. So again, back to the fertility plate. So if you can get 1 serving of fruit a day is awesome. Upwards of 2. So if I make a smoothie, which we're going to talk about, because that's another way to get in your nutrition and not feel overwhelmed with the idea of like you have to cook every single meal. Like you could make a smoothie that could last you you could start it in the morning and it could last you through your mid-morning snack, right? So I do that sometimes. On my busy days in the clinic, I'm back to back with clients for 8 or 9 hours. And I, sometimes don't even have an opportunity to pee. I try to, but so being prepared food-wise is really important for me. And so one thing I'll do is create a smoothie. And in that smoothie, I will add, so here's my Vitamix. It is empty right now. But in that smoothie, I will add things like spirulina. This is a green superfood. I talk about this a lot, and yes, you can get pregnant, but also another amazing source of vegetables, okay? So I'll add a scoop of this, and that's about 1 to 2 servings of vegetables. I will add some bone broth collagen powder. So it gives me the equivalent of what the bone broth is. It gives me fat, and it gives me protein. I will add some avocado. I'll add coconut milk. I'll add about half a bag of spinach. Half a bag of spinach is 2 servings of vegetables. So if you paid attention, I did the spirulina, which is about 2 servings, depending on the scoops. I do 1 heaping scoop, 2 servings. A half a bag of spinach, 2 servings. I now have 4 servings of vegetables in a smoothie. I want you to be getting in 6 to 8 servings of vegetables a day. Critical, imperative for good quality eggs, okay? So this is how I do it. I have a half a bag of spinach in the morning with my eggs or my sausage. Then I put like a half a bag of spinach in one of my fertility smoothies. So I'm already at that point, 4 servings of vegetables. Then I added my spirulina, that's 6 servings. And then I have a plate similar to this for dinner. So this is 2 servings of broccoli right here. Then we count our healthy carbs, which are also vegetables, right? So we want at least 1 serving a day of a healthy carbohydrate. My 2 favorites are plantains and sweet potatoes. Zucchini is another great option. These plantain chips are to die for. Absolutely to die for. These are plantain chips cooked in coconut oil. And so I will make them, and I will make some tuna fish or chicken salad, and that's how I eat my tuna fish or my chicken salad. Delicious. If you can do beans, hummus is amazing with these plantain chips. You can make a guacamole and eat these with plantain chips. Get in your servings of healthy carbs, especially if you're an exerciser, which is something we're not going to talk about in this video series, but I talk about in my book and in my other online programs. But exercise is really important to fertility. We don't want you to over-exercise, but I also don't want you under-exercising. So if you are an exerciser, like yesterday I did a pretty intense spin class, I made sure to have 2 servings of a healthy carb that day because I need it to keep my insulin levels balanced, my hormones balanced, and my fertility balanced. Okay, so things for you to remember from this video. From yesterday's video, protein, upwards of 80 grams of protein a day. Today's video, fat. I want you getting in 2 to 4 tablespoons, this is 1 tablespoon, 2 to 4 tablespoons of a healthy fat each day. That could be a whole avocado. That could be a half of an avocado and some coconut oil. That could be coconut oil and ghee. That could be in your veggies or in your smoothie. That could be some nuts or nut butter if you do nuts, okay? That could be bone broth. Bone broth is your catch-all. Again, protein and fat in there. Throw in some spinach. That's what I do. I make a bone broth egg drop soup. I have the recipe in my Yes You Can Get Pregnant cookbook. I also have the recipe on many places online, so you can check that out. But my bone broth egg drop soup, I put, so bone broth, I whisk an egg and then spinach. And then I'll put a little ghee in there too. And then I am getting my protein, my veggie, and my fat all in one easy way. So this is what I want you to think about. 6 to 8 servings of vegetables a day, ideally cooked and not raw. Cook them in a fat. 1 to 2 servings of fruit a day, good quality, low sugared fruit, needs to be organic. And then, as I was talking about in the last video, upwards of 80 grams of protein a day. That is what makes up your fertility plate. And then don't forget the healthy carbs. So the carbs are usually in the vegetable category. And they are things like sweet potato, plantains, zucchini. Imperative to balancing your hormones. Do not go low carb and expect it to impact positively on your fertility, because it is not going to. And do not go low fat, because that is going to be terrible for your fertility and for your egg quality. So again, in the 7 ways to better quality eggs, way number 1, protein. Way number 2, fat. Way number 3, fruit and vegetables. So now we have covered 3 of the 7 ways to better quality eggs. And you can start doing this every single day with every single meal. Remember, you cannot out-supplement a crappy diet. You cannot out-meditate or out-sleep or out-joy a crappy diet. You need to use nutrition as your primary medicine. If you want to improve the quality of your eggs, that means you need to improve the quality of every single cell in your body. And that comes down to the food that is on your plate. So I hope you got a lot out of these 2 videos, because it's a lot of information. I hope you took notes. Remember, you have that PDF. There's even more information in that PDF. And start collecting your questions, because at the end of this free e-course is my Q&A, where I'm going to answer your questions on how I can help you optimize your fertility and improve your egg quality. So start taking notes, start asking questions, leave comments below. My team and I are here to support you and help you. I will see you in the next video.